Hello everyone. I just want to report this. I'm going to build on this and I'm going to be investigating this over the next couple of weeks because I think this is the most important agenda that they've got that we have still got time to stop. Now, if you remember so first of all, credit for the tip off here. I think this is this Richie? Oh yeah, Ricky Smith. Ricky Smith, right? Ricky Smith, great work. Thank you, mate. Okay, so but what he's basically found here, he's gone through the documents. I've got them here as well. I'm going through them as well. So this is midazolam. Midazolam, right? This is their drug of choice for killing people in hospitals. For those of you who are with me back at the start, when all this started, the start of the lockdown, we were monitoring. The ONS stats for how many people were dying at any given time. Now, as soon as the lockdown week started, the very first day it started, there was a massive spike in deaths. Massive. And my exact words were, I was absolutely furious at the time because I knew exactly what it was. I knew it was the end of life. They put all the old people on end of life track. Immediately, they all started dying straight away. Well, it was worse than that because subsequently we found out that they killed them with midazolam, and we've already had remdesivir, which Fauci knows perfectly well kills people. It causes your lungs to drown, and everybody thinks they've died of COVID when they've died from the drugs that they've given them in hospital intentionally. This is a genocide. They're trying to kill people in the most oblique ways that they can. So obviously it's just people like me that are going to report it because no one in the mainstream media is going to tell you this on what's happening. In January, they're going to start killing 1 to 5 year olds. Okay, remember what they do. They go after the weakest. So first of all, they kill the old people. Then they kill the babies. They go after the weakest. We're dealing here with Nazi eugenesis. Again, remember what we've just seen with the David Martin video. I'll go through and do all the examples for you. These people accuse everybody else of doing exactly what they're doing. So David Martin is talking about others controlling the opposition. He knows all this stuff. He knows about controlling the message, doesn't he? Yeah? Why do you think he knows that? Most people don't know that. He knows that because he's an expert on controlling the message. He says, the most disgusting thing would be to sit on information when a genocide is happening. Well, that's exactly what he's doing. So all these people, including the government, who are the government accusing? The government accuse everyone of being Nazis. Yeah, what does that tell you? It's an Orwellian double think strategy or something. They always blame everybody else for exactly what they're doing and for exactly what they are. Okay, so here we've got midazolam. Midazolam was given to the old people the very first week the lockdown started. Now go back and have a look at my earlier videos. I'll upload them again, all the ONS stats, and you'll see that the very day they started giving midazolam, that was when the first spike happened. Right, I'll repeat this. The first spike of this alleged coronavirus in the UK was caused by midazolam. Midazolam was caused by the lockdown policies, was caused by the policies which I had videos up months before warning from reading the World Economic Forum, their coronavirus strategic plan, world plan. We had all the information. They were telling us that they were going after the useless eaters. They were going after the old people. Too many old people, not enough carers. Gender parity problems. It's unfair for women. They could have better careers than looking after old people. This was the whole message coming out. In other words, they said in the actual articles on the World Economic Forum website before all this happened, they said that they need a global initiative to deal with the problem of too many useless eaters. They didn't say useless eaters. They just said old people. It's the same, exactly the same. Yeah, this is far right-wing policy. This is Henry Kissinger. This is, they're all the same. I've always said it before. I'm not interested in politics. I'm not interested in all you people that want to be Nazis or want to be communists or want to be capitalists or want to be whatever. You've missing the whole point. These are all failed systems, all of them. Okay, midazolam. This is what they gave the old people. So what are they doing? They're going to use their drug of choice now, midazolam. Is this still recording? Because it usually isn't. So an update on the current court case, the UK midazolam murders update on legal process, November the 8th, 2021 by Steve Cook.
Following several months of dealing with circumstances beyond our control, the People's Union of Britain will next week finally be in a position to lay papers at the Magistrates' Court in our private criminal prosecution of the four horsemen of COVID-19 84 and their accomplices for the Midazolam murders. Nevertheless, in the face of increased level of tyranny threatened by Bojo's rogue government on the orders of the Rothschild-controlled City of London, who own the patent for this murder, and who somebody is trying to hide from you. Yeah, you know who? The prosecution will allege that between 1st of the 4th, 2020 and the present day, the defendants did willfully conspire in a joint enterprise, whether the primary or secondary liability, to commit the murders by government policy of more than 136,000 people in UK care homes by injecting the over 65s with the infamous lethal injection drug Midazolam. Now remember, this was not just UK policy. This was the global initiative that I warned about months before it happened on the WF Strategic Intelligence Portal. They told us beforehand that this is what they were going to do. This is what they did in Sweden. This is what they did in Germany. This is what they did everywhere. The same policy. The same... It's coming to 0 to 5-year-olds in January unless we stop it. Okay, I want you to look at this very carefully. This is their advice to children. Now, just remember, at the Olympic Games opening ceremony, they were mocking the medical profession as robots. These are people that will not ask questions. They will just follow orders. Yeah, like the Nazi doctors and nurses just followed orders. What does it say here? Here it is. Infants and young children less than 5 years of age, 0 to 5 years of age, may require substantially higher doses than older children and adolescents. What? Okay, this is what they're going to do. Well, this is what they're going to do. Okay, this is what they're going to do. In January, when the babies start dying of midazolam overdoses, they're going to say that it's the new variant. They're going to say it's Omicron or something like that. And what they're going to do then is they're going to emotionally blackmail us into further restrictions, further lockdowns. This is how they do it. This is how the billionaires do it. They know we're good people, so they play on that. Not like them. They play on the fact that we're good people, and they we didn't want to kill Granny. We don't want to kill Granny, do we? So we've got to go into lockdown. We've all got to give up, our entire lives. Even the old people were saying, don't do this for us, so we can have a few more months. You've got to carry on. The world has got to carry on. It can't stop. Well, think about what's going to happen when they're telling us that babies are dying of COVID, because they're going to put all these down as COVID deaths. What's going to happen is they're going to emotionally blackmail us yet again to go into further restrictions and further lockdowns, and they're going to use the ultimate babies. That's what they're going to do. The sick bastards are going to kill babies, blame it on COVID, and then force more restrictions on us unless we expose it, unless we stop them. Ask yourself this, very simple, right? It's well known amongst everyone. Everybody knows. It's well known that midazolam caused, even Peter Hitchens, mainstream media, will say that it was a terrible disaster. A terrible disaster. We killed lots of old people by mistake. He knows it wasn't by mistake, but he's a shill, and that's what shills do. Yeah, so he has to say it's by mistake. So he's a scumbag. I can't even begin to say what kind of a person covers up genocide. Yeah, what sort of a person? Peter Hitchens, that sort of a person. So that's what
we're doing is we're protecting the most vulnerable people in society, and you can't put a price on people's lives.
Well, there are several points about that. One, we've been extremely bad at protecting the most vulnerable people in society, specifically those in care homes, who, in fact, by accident rather than by design, but
so they know midazolam killed people. So why on earth would you give that same drug to the most vulnerable people, 0 to 5-year-olds? They've got lots of different... It's a sedative. You can easily overdose on it and die. That's the trick. They've got lots of different drugs of choices they could give you as a sedative. Why isn't cannabis legal? You can't, as far as I know, you can't overdose and die on it. This is the problem, and it's all it is a sedative. They were just talking about sedatives. It's a sedative. So, again, You know, this is very evil. They give it you. Why on earth would you do that? It's a logical fallacy to use the same drug that killed people accidentally, allegedly accidentally, on 0 to 5-year-olds. But the worst part of it is they actually tell you in this document to overdose 0 to 5-year-olds. Here it is. Infants and young children less than 5 years of age, 0 to 5 years of age, may require substantially higher doses than older children and adolescents. So they know that they've done research. They know that midazolam, causes, this is September, causes 20, causes injections, suffocation, severe pain. Autopsies show they died a horrible death. Okay, they could have died naturally, but we killed them, and we killed them in the worst possible way. We killed them in severe pain, suffocation, drowning. They drowned in, just horrible. That's what we did. And they know this. And so they're going to give it to the 0 to 5-year-olds. So we've got a federal district court ruling here which says that midazolam is a torture tactic known as waterboarding. That's what we did. We waterboarded them. There's a federal district court ruling here saying that midazolam is a torture tactic known as waterboarding. That's what we did. We drowned them. We caused them in the most physically and emotionally inducing sense of killing people. That's what they did. Yeah? It's not just killing the useless eaters ethically. It's enjoying the fact that, it's disgusting. Absolutely sick. So here's the document in question. This is University Hospitals Birmingham NHS end-of-life care for patients with COVID-19. And we're going to get to the children now. So unless we can stop it, they're rolling this out for 32 weeks gestation age in neonates, children up to 6 months. They're rolling this out in January. Yeah, midazolam for babies.
Anytime that you've heard of a child that died of COVID this year or last year, just know that the term COVID was they were murdered in the hospital by this procedure. If they were in the hospital at any point in time and this is how they apparently went out with COVID, then they were murdered. It's as simple as that. The child, God rest, the child was killed. It's as simple as that. Because the very documents that they have for how they are to go and operate with children and adults is in the exact same way with the exact same thing. They are to use midazolam.
Just remember, at the Olympic Games opening ceremony, they were mocking the medical profession as robots. These are people that will not ask questions, they will just follow orders. Yeah, like the Nazi doctors and nurses just followed orders. What does it say here? Here it is. Infants and young children less than 5 years of age, 0 to 5 years of age, may require substantially higher doses than older children and adolescents. That is a logical fallacy. That's rubbish. That everybody knows. That's complete garbage. What the hell? Okay, so a substantially higher dose is going to be given to 0 to 5-year-olds. Yeah? They're going to kill 0 to 5-year-olds. They're going to get the nurses and doctors to do it. They're going to blame it on COVID. They're going to put us in lockdown. And they're going to bring in the New World Order based on that. Yeah, and we're going to believe it. We're going to believe it. Well, obviously, you're not, and I'm not. But unfortunately, unless we can get this message out, most people are going to believe it. Yeah. And they're saying that this has to be by rectal administration. I mean, can't you not just take a pill in your mouth? Or even an injection in your arm? Why do they have to kill the babies by sticking something up their bum? I've never heard of taking drugs up your bum before. But here in Birmingham University Hospital or whatever, that's how they're going to kill the youngsters. Yeah? What the hell? There's a report here, midazolam murders. This is going through the magistrates' court. Yeah, and they're basically trying to launch a court case for an extermination program. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, we've got a problem, the courts. They're all Freemasons, they've all got to go. The whole pyramid is about to go. I mean, you can read it yourself. Midazolam was used prematurely to end the lives without overwhelming evidence of midazolam murders by the government. Did the first wave mean the mass murder of the elderly with midazolam? The real first wave, midazolam, genocide of the elderly. The UK midazolam murders. Yeah? You go and read it yourself. I'll put the links below, but it's all there. It's all there. And this is well known. I mean, this is mainstream media stuff, so they've got no excuse. I think my internet allowance is just about to run out for the month now. Remember, I'm tethering on a mobile phone out on a boat. So I'll leave you with something a bit edifying, and I might not be back online for another sort of 10 days or so. I'll see how my fortunes go. But that's, you know, something edifying and something motivational. That's what we need. Something motivational, because we need to stop this. We need to do all we can now to stop this. And remember, who are we doing all this for? Jesus is in the young ones. Jesus is in the children. The kingdom of God. Thus we see the kingdom of God in the little ones. Remember what Jesus said. If anyone shall harm any of these little ones, and we are his representatives here on earth, it's up to us to stop this.
never